Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I have the Marvel Legends Ultron, a part of the Cassie Lang Build-A-Figure wave. This is a figure I have been needing in my collection for the longest time, and I missed out on him multiple times. He has showed up in multiple waves. I was just stupid enough to pass on him. But this time around, I was not stupid. For once in my life, I was not stupid. And I decided to pick him up once I found him. I actually found the entire wave, and I don't really want this wave. There's not too many characters I care too much about. I do need Ant-Man, of course, who is not in this wave. I just realized. It's just, I need King, though I have He Who Remains, and that's technically King. I guess I need Wasp. Yeah, Marvel's Crossfire and future Ant-Man. Is Ant-Man not in this wave? Anyways, it doesn't matter. I didn't want this wave too bad. I didn't care for the movie. I thought it was okay. I didn't hate it as much as the rest of the world. But I also don't care about Cassie Lang. I don't like her in the movie specifically. I think she was one of my biggest issues with the movie, among other things, but her specifically I was not the biggest fan of. But I digress. That's not what this figure is about. This figure is about this figure. So let's go ahead and get into it. Starting with the front of the box, you have this image of Ultron right here. Looks fine, I suppose. There's not too much to gleam off of this. The figure's not there. You can't see him. So, whatever. That's going to be an issue that goes away relatively soon. On this side of the box, you have the rest of the wave. Like I mentioned, I don't care about this wave. I don't care too much about getting everyone here. I kind of want to get King. I technically need Wasp. Everybody else I don't care about. Future Ant-Man looked okay, but like I said, I don't care about this wave. On the back of the box, you can see everything you get with the figure. If you tilt it down, you can see it a little bit better. You get some hands, some stuff, some Build-A-Figure bits. On the side of the box, you have some artwork of Ultron, which looks pretty cool, I'd say. I think it looks alright. And then we're back to the front of the box, so we can transition to the figure itself. Okay, and this is pretty much everything you get, starting with the Build-A-Figure piece, which I obviously do not care too much about. It looks fine, well made, I suppose. Of course, it wants to focus on the figure in the back. It looks okay. I assume the rest of the figure will be equally as okay. But I don't need this nor want this, so I guess if anybody out there needs this specific piece for their Build-A-Figure figure, hit me up and I will send it to you happily, free of charge. Just pay shipping and you can have this, because I don't need it or want it. You have two sets of grabby hands right here. They look fairly decent, fairly robotic, looks pretty cool. One fist hand to go along with the fist hand that's already on the figure, which complements this open palm hand that's doing stuff that's pretty cool. And then this energy piece right here that looks pretty gnarly. This is a little bit different than the figure that released in the Villains wave a few, like maybe a year ago, 2 years ago. That Ultron also had one of these, but I believe you could set that in his mouth. I remember watching a review, and that was kind of the point of the energy. You could put it right here in his mouth. This one, not so much, a little bit different here. So you can only just grab a hold of it, which looks a little wonky. Like, what's he holding on to? It's a bit of one of those things that's kind of, I don't know what I'm saying. It's a bit of like one of those things where there's no basis in reality, so you don't really know what to compare this to. But yeah, he's just holding on to raw energy, I guess. I don't know what that is. Don't ask me what that is, because I don't know. But the figure itself is right here. He looks pretty darn good. Let's get a nice look at his face. Nice red and evil looking. Nice red eyes. Energy things going on in his mouth. Of course, you have the spikes on his shoulders, the antenna on his ears, which look pretty good, but also like they could break off pretty easily, so be careful with this figure, of course. The arms, nice metallic pinless all the way around. I did not know that about this figure, but it's nice to know. it's nice to have, of course, in hindsight. Looking pretty good, pretty retro, of course, but pretty nice looking. It's got that metallic, pearlescent look that these newer figures have gotten. That I know some people have a problem with. They don't like the way the metal looks on these figures. I don't mind it. I think it works in a way. It works especially for some figures. I remember there being one figure I got recently, and his whole gimmick was kind of like he was pulsating energy. So it kind of made sense that he had kind of this swirly, kind of translucent look to him that kind of looked like there was some hidden energy within him. With Ultron, I would prefer him to have just more of a static metallic look, more of a steel rather than I don't know, just this weird swirly effect on him. It doesn't look bad though. I don't hate it too much. It does look wonky from some angles, but if you put him up on a shelf somewhere in the background, he looks like metal. He looks like a tin man. He looks pretty good. So I'm not too big of a hater, you know. I think it looks fine. So we talked about that. Let's go over articulation. Starting with the head, of course, the head can go back. It's on a disc, so maybe we have to break it loose. Okay, let's break it loose with the head off. Right? There we go. Got it broken loose a little bit. Let's pop the head back on. So it can go to about right there. That's pretty darn high. If he's flying or whatever. Looking pretty menacing, pretty gross. You can tilt it down to about right there. That's pretty good. A little bit of a swivel, a little bit of a wobble, like so. Spins all the way around, like so. Arms are an interesting story here. They go up all the way to about right there. Rotates all the way around, like so. Swivel at the bicep. And then the interesting feature is they're on one of those... it's not really a butterfly joint. It's one of those joints where it's kind of like the McFarlane figure where it can kind of move a little bit in all directions. Interesting. I haven't seen that on a Marvel Legend. I think that's pretty cool. I'm not getting too much out of it. Maybe let's try this arm. So I'm not getting too much use from it, and it doesn't go too deep. Maybe it's actually not a feature, and it's just... oh, you know what it is? It's not. It's not one of those McFarlane things. It is for this this stupid fly won't leave. It's for this shoulder piece. It wraps around the bicep like that. So ignore everything I just said. But that's what it's for. It's for the shoulder piece. Okay. It does kind of look like the McFarlane bit where it's omni-directional, I guess. That it would explain why I wasn't getting too much range of motion. It did feel like I was getting some. I mean, it is moving. It just feels like it could be stiff. So, there's the excuse, I guess, for why I believe that. And then, of course, the wrist can go in, the wrist can go out, and the wrist can go all the way around like so. Ab crunch. Let's see. This is an interesting ab crunch. This time it's actually interesting. It's not another shoulder situation. So... I assume, let's see, going back, he can go to about right there. Move the arm out of the way. Pretty good. Going forward, about right there. That's pretty good. Swivel left and right, like so. That's a really deep cut right there. Less so there. Pretty good looking. All the way around, like so. That is rocking pretty good. Nothing down here, though. I assume just the disc that will spin all the way around, like so. Doesn't look too bad, I guess. Not as egregious as it has been with other characters, so I don't hate it too much. That is an interesting cut, though. I don't hate that. I don't know how it would work for, like, a human character, like a Spider-Man or a Captain America. I think, actually, a Captain America might work a little bit better, depending on the attire, but he does have, like that recent one that we just got, with the, like, the fins or the scales, I mean, on his chest. I think because it cuts, yeah, the red and white lines, and then up here is the blue. I think you could do that for him too. I'm trying to look. I have him somewhere, and I can't see him. I think that would work. In fact, I think that's actually what he has. But yeah, interesting cut. I think this works for him. Legs, though, can go up to about right there, which means he can go to about 90, I'd say. That's pretty good. Doing the splits like so, pretty good. Pretty good, I'd say. Swivel at the thigh, can go all the way around. Double jointed pinless knees, can go up to about right there. Almost kicking his own ass, not quite there, but you know. No lower cut, yes there is. It was hidden very well. All the way around like so. Ankle can go down like so, up like so, and of course, you have that swivel that can rotate all the way around. And there's a detail I missed, the boots. So you do have some jet features that allow him to fly. Nothing you can plug into it like the Iron Man's, but still a pretty cool feature. You could have him like kicking something, kicking a door down, and then showcase the boot or whatever. Man, he articulates really well. Look at that height, and just like imagine him like stomping on something, or I don't know what he would be doing, but you know, being Ultron, doing cool things, looking cool. I like this. This is fairly decent. It's got that Iron Man aesthetic, which I appreciate because Iron Man helped to make him. In the movies, at least. I don't know about the comics. I know it was Hank Pym and Iron Man, I think. And in the movies, it was Iron Man and Hulk. So, don't quote me on that. I don't know for sure who created him. I know Hank Pym did most of it in the comics. I don't remember if Iron Man helped. But I digress. It does have the aesthetics of an Iron Man, but he stands out on his own. You know, these are definitely Iron Man arms. You can very clearly tell that. Maybe Doctor Doom as well, with these fists. These fists kind of look like Doctor Doom fists in a way. The hands especially, because you would see the beam right there or whatever. But it stands out, like I said. It does its own thing, and it looks pretty good. I am super happy to have this Ultron in my collection, and yeah, I think that's going to be it for me. Thank you guys so very much for watching. My dog's snoozing. I don't know if you can hear him, but he has his nose pressed against the wall, so every time he breathes, it's super loud. I don't know why he's doing that. He's weird. But thank you guys so much for watching this. Let me know what you think of it down in the comments below. Leave a like, leave a comment, leave a subscribe. All the things YouTubers ask you to do, just do it for me as well. And I will be back with another video, hopefully very, very soon. Bye.